But yeah, fuck, Seattle's cool. I just wish it wasn't so fucking rainy. It made me depressed
Today,
as fuck. But honestly, um, I would live in Seattle if I could live in like a really nice place. I think I could make it through the rainy months. Cause outside of the rainy season, it gets like really rainy during the winter and fall. Outside of that, the weather is absolutely perfect. Does not get super like humid, and some years there were like heat waves and it was annoying because I lived in an apartment, and for whatever reason Seattle like city commission is against installing air conditioning in any of their buildings because they're just like full of hubris. They just think like, oh, it's so cold in Seattle most of the time, it's never gonna get too hot, we don't need air conditioning. But in recent years it has been getting really hot and people are fucking suffering. And I couldn't get a window unit in my apartment because it was like a breach of the lease. It was considered like a liability, so I had to get like a fucking portable unit and have only one room of my apartment kept cool. The rest of it, for like the entire summer, it was just fucking sweltering. And I had cats too. I was so worried about them. I had to make sure that they were staying cool. It was absolute hell. And it was even more hellish like the year that I didn't have air conditioning at all. All I had was fans like like positioned precariously in my fucking window, desperately trying to cool off, and sleeping at night was just like non-existent for me. I just got no fucking sleep. I was miserable, depressed. I'm never going back to that kind of fucking life. Fuck that. That's why once I got in this apartment, I just like I have to crank the AC. I have to. I'm like traumatized from all those nights like in Seattle without air conditioning. Once you live without air conditioning for like long enough, you can't. Like it changes you, man, okay? Like I can't handle it. Like it made me sick. It made me like it fucked with my health. It fucked with like my mental health too cuz I just was not sleeping. I was never fucking comfortable. You would like take a shower and be clean for 5 minutes tops. Then you just start sweating again. Clothes get sweaty. It's just fucking miserable. And it gets all sticky. Ugh. It is the worst. Yeah, my fridge broke for like a month too. My fucking landlord would not come fix the fridge. I had to call so many times and they'd be like, oh, sorry, like our maintenance requests are backed up. We'll have to get to yours later. So I just had to live with a broken fridge. That apartment just sucked ass. And like the living in that apartment where I had like no natural light. There's like two windows in that entire apartment. It was so dark. It would get like moldy in the bathroom from like the heat and the constant rain and like darkness that my apartment was shrouded in. So I was just in hell. It sucked ass living there. But if I lived in like a nice place in Seattle, I could handle the rainy weather honestly. Like a really like beautiful scenic place in Seattle. I could do it. Cuz Seattle is honestly a pretty cool city. I like it. I liked it. But what I didn't like was just my shitty fucking apartment in the most like sketchy area. I had to live. This is before I started like VTubing and like streaming full time. I had to live somewhere like a lot more cheap. Back when I was like living almost paycheck to paycheck, like worrying about spending too much money on groceries, like that level of like money trouble. So my rent was a lot had to be a lot lower, and I had to live in like a really like weird area. My car got broken into several times. Someone stole my fucking license plate literally the first week that I moved into that place. Um yeah, someone stole my the catalytic converter off my car. My Prius has been through a lot. And there's just like heroin needles on the sidewalk outside, all kinds of like crime like within the apartments too. Like there would be like police activity at the apartment complex regularly. There's like a lot of like one day, man, like I had to call the police because there was like a family like getting into a fight nearby, like in the same complex, and I was just watching like a guy was like throwing a chair off the balcony of his apartment at this woman while they were like shouting at each other. So I had to like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, man, like I feel like I should like help because like, yeah, it seemed dangerous. Like they were getting like really heated, and she seemed like in distress. Like she was like trying to get away from him and stuff. So I had to like call the police, but apparently they were already called because I think another neighbor called them in. But yeah, it was fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, I helped him toss the chair at the woman exactly. Yeah, and then like there'd be like people would have like loud ass parties at like 4 fucking AM blasting their music while I'm trying to sleep. Oh, the worst was when I lived like underneath people and I just hear like they're stomping throughout the night. I still like jump when I hear loud noises like that because it takes me back to like I'm trying to sleep, I'm laying my head down on my pillow, getting nice and comfortable, then all of a sudden you just hear like just above you constantly. It's fucking horrible. I hated that apartment. It was like it wasn't all bad, like especially at first, but man, like those years living in Seattle were like some of the most depressing fucking shit. It was bad.